good afternoon. We are on the record in case number D20617-313C, Simpson versus Maxwell. May I please have Mr. Harris's appearance?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. 354 on behalf of Gregory Simpson. I'm appearing in that mode capacity and my client is online.
All right, welcome. Mr. Howard.
Hey, good afternoon, Judge. Attorney Jack Howard, bar number 1885. My client, Kristen, is appearing telephonically as well.
Okay, fantastic. We were having a little bit of time getting her over with us. Mom, are you currently doing the patch program?
Hello? Brianna?
Oh, yes. Yep.
Okay, you are doing it. I want to ask you something, and this is in no way ever going to be one of my orders. Okay? If this one medication is the only one that you can take while you're breastfeeding, have you considered stopping breastfeeding and getting off of this medication and going to one that would not give a false positive?
Judge, I don't mean to, I'd like to, I have talked to my expert about the medication that Brianna is on, and he does not think that the medication would necessarily create a false positive. And he has, was the court able to read my expert's preliminary report?
No, I don't. I have not seen a preliminary report. Okay, it was just filed. No, because I usually prepare no later than the Friday before the week that we have it.
Well, Judge, what we did is we filed notice of our expert witness last week.
Yes, I did see that.
I asked Mr. Berkable, and I've talked to him a number of times, and earlier today as well. He had to go through all of the prior testing to form his opinions, and so I have some very, I hope, positive recommendations for Your Honor.
Well, the big problem that I have, sir, is even when I gave her the benefit of a doubt and tried to send her down for drug testing, she did not bother to go. She has yet to follow my orders on the drug testing.
Okay, let me
sir, until your client is willing to do it on my time, not on her time, I don't believe her now.
Okay, Judge, may I know I was a participant last time when you were obviously upset. I have a recommendation. I have a recommendation to you, and I would like you to consider it before making a ruling. So what we have here, and I've given the expert all of our results from ATI, from GRI, as well as options. So, and I was supposed to have the most recent options results available for our expert. As I'm just telling you.
I know, I don't have it either, so I can't.
Okay. Anyway, my expert was waiting for that to do a more inclusive report and recommendation. However, that being stated, okay, this is what I strongly recommend the court to do. Mr. Berkebile founded ATI. There is nobody with qualifications that match his. I will tell you from the information that he has received from on the options patch, the GRI, and the ATI. He has a very strong suspicion of environmental contamination. And I will tell you, there's been a number of national cases reported on possible environmental contamination on the patches. I'm sure you're familiar with Attorney Fran Forsman, a former U.S. public defender. She successfully argued against...
Mr. Howard, this is stuff for trial. I'm not going to sit here, take a look at this here. You know, I also know that Options has federal certification that this stuff don't happen. Okay, Mr. Harris
May I
will
make-
probably put the person who runs options as his expert witness. I don't know, but this
May I-
is for trial. I am not
May I-
changing
may
the
I-
orders today.
May I be heard? May I make a record with your permission?
You may make a record, but this is a hearing for the status of the patch program, not on your expert witness.
I would propose that you order testing of hair and urine through ATI for the next 30 to 60 days until trial, and if she tests dirty on any one of those hair or urine tests from ATI, that you go back to the supervised visitation.
I'm
And
not
I think-
changing it from supervised right now. I have given
I
Mom an
think-
opportunity.
I
I've
think
given
that-
her the opportunity to go over there without her knowing she's going to be going. So no, I'm not going to be doing this. Whenever I have attempted to send her, give her the benefit of a doubt, she has put it off for the 3 or 4 days or just not gone. Everybody knows it only takes 3 or 4 days for meth to get out of the system, and then she's going to pretty well be clean.
Not on here, Judge. I strongly
It will
disagree.
be on the urine. I've given her the
I'm here.
opportunity.
I'm not talking about
Mr. Howard, do not raise your voice with me.
You're raising it to me, Judge. And I would suggest that if you can't be neutral, that maybe you should disqualify yourself.
I am
Because-
being neutral, but every expert that we have had come in here, including the person from Options, has stated she is a very heavy drug user. She is an addict. Now, I have not had the opportunity to read your expert report. We are coming up. We got calendar call on July 20th. The evidentiary
Judge?
on August the 15th, but I'm not going to read one expert report without having the rebuttal report. I'm not going to
Judge?
compare. I'm not going to read your expert report until I have a rebuttal report.
Well, I moved heaven and earth to get you a report today. That
And
was
that's
a
not what we are
viable-
here for. We are here to see if Mom has returned to the patch program and what has been going on. That's what we are here for today.
I think it is unfair to my client, unfair to the child, to continue supervised visitation.
Mr.
When I can-
Howard,
well,
I
will-
gave your client an opportunity at 2 different times. The first time she said that she had COVID, so I waited until before the last hearing where I would have gotten the report back, and I ordered it again. She never bothered to go either time. That's disrespect to the
right now.
court.
I am very respectful to your.
No. I'm not saying
All
you're
I'm
not.
saying-
Sir, Mr. Howard, I'm not saying you're disrespectful. I'm saying her not going down to ATI and testing at a time when she wasn't expecting it.
And
That
was
was
some time
disrespectful.
ago. Okay, Judge, that was some time ago.
No, that was one of the last orders from this court. That was right before our last hearing. That was not some time ago.
That was, and that's before I had the
That was
ability.
before you sat there and you've helped her get a little bit clean now, and she knows she can last for 60 days or so. You know what? At some point, here over the next 60 days, I may send her once, I may send her twice, I may send her 4 times. But I will be the one who controls when she goes. Not you, not her. If she does not respond within 4 hours of receiving my order, of you receiving my order, she will be deemed dirty. I will do that, but she's not going to know when the test is coming up.
Well, I will just add, we're on the record, that hold on, please, that I'm sitting next to her mom as we speak. This family has spent close to $20,000 to demonstrate that she's committed to her child and that she's not using substance. So, why would somebody spend $20,000 if they're going to be testing dirty? And what all this information, and we are lawyers, not scientists.
I
But
realize
all
that,
of the
sir.
research,
But the science
All
has
of
been
the
coming.
research-
The sciences has been coming back. She is the only one who consistently tests dirty out of all of the options people I have. She is the only one. So how is she the only one who's having contamination problem? These
well,
are
you know,
questions. These are questions that will be answered in once the plaintiff has an opportunity to designate their expert and to get us a report.
May I ask for, if we're going down this, again, my expert says that ATI, their controls are such that they are pretty much bulletproof, and he has real problems with options in terms of possible contamination. Would you, in order for me to give more information to my expert, would you issue your order making available all of the prior tests?
I am willing to allow all of the prior tests because I'm pretty sure it's going to be available to Mr. Harris's expert. So for your expert, I will allow all prior tests to be given over. I will allow that.
Would you in your
Your
order,
expert needs to have the entire picture. So yes, I will allow that.
Okay. And we will continue to test at ATI
Correct.
and make those
Correct.
available.
And at some point over the between now and July, she can expect to be sent 2 or 3 different times. But I will be the one who controls the 2 or 3 different times. She's not going to know when it's going to happen.
So she's going to be sent to ATI?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I will send her to
Okay.
ATI. It's going to be at her cost, and it will be at least twice, possibly more.
That would be great. We're in favor of that, Judge.
Yeah, I mean, right now, she's still got her Saturday at 12 p.m. until Sunday at 8 p.m. So she's still got her overnights. It's just I put her back on that with her mother being the supervisor.
So let me just make sure that I communicate to, she goes by Brianna, not Kristen, that she will
I
be
call her
ordered
Mom.
to take, okay, Mom, that I'm going to tell Mom that there's going to be an order issued by you for random testing, and she is to go to ATI within a 4-hour window for testing.
Correct.
Am I clear on that?
That's 4 hours from when you receive it, so you need to make sure your staff knows to immediately send it to her.
Well, I will tell my staff that if I'm absent, that we will, that they're to put that as a priority.
Yes.
Am I to understand the testing at ATI will be urine and hair?
It will be urine and hair, and if I can find a place who would do blood, if that's something that would work, I would do that too. Because, I mean, you can't get any clearer than the blood.
If I can get my expert those options, and then we have the testing through ATI, when we return, Judge, I'm hopeful that you will have.
Yeah. By the way, do I have your permission to directly email your client the order for drug testing?
You absolutely do.
Okay, then we will also email it to her. So, you may want to have your staff call her, check your email, there's an order there. That way she doesn't miss it not being there, because I will not accept that as an excuse.
I have let her know when that order is issued, there will be no exceptions. I don't care whether she's in the middle of a job. Obviously, she's not going to vacation, but she'll comply. I guarantee you, Judge.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do that because, I mean, trust me, I would love for proof to come in here to show that she is in fact clean. I want that, but right now I'm going to err on the side of caution for this child. And she's at least got overnights and quality time with her child. She's not tied down to Donna's house or just a couple of hours a week.
I wasn't trying to be rude to you at any time at this hearing.
All right.
You want an order from the hearing?
Yes, I'm going to need an order from the hearing, but I really need to give Mr. Harris an opportunity. Sir, do you have anything you want to say?
A couple of things, Judge. quite get the. Is she on the options patch program now?
She
I didn't
is
get
on the options. My staff was guaranteed I would have a copy of a report prior to us getting here, but you see, none of us has got it. So
Okay.
even options agrees that she is on the patch.
Secondly, my client was wondering if he could get one weekend a month, what he would like to do if I mean, he'd like to have more, but obviously he was wondering if every other week or at least one weekend a month.
No, right now, we have cut mom, we've cut mom down. A couple more
he just
months
wanted to-
we'll know. In a couple more months we're going to know. I'm hoping that some of these drug tests will show even better. And do you want us to put this on a status check here in 6 weeks?
That would be great, Judge. He just wanted to slide her weekend into the Thursday to Friday instead of. But we understand.
Mom, do you work Thursday, Friday, or something like that? Is Grandma off on those days? Well, the child goes to school.
I would love to
Grandma's
take
off on
her.
weekends. Free?
I would love to take her to school. She's failing. I would love.
Now,
I
I don't have any of the grades and stuff in front of me, and that would be an issue for trial at this point. The key is you would love to take her to school, but is your mother available for supervision? And your mother would be the one to take her to school.
Okay,
with me,
so,
right?
Huh?
Ray, I told you
Wait.
we'll get into that later. Let's just do one issue at a time. I know your child is suffering educationally, but this is not the time to get into that, Brianna.
Actually, if the child is suffering educationally, if the parties don't have notice and documents so that they can show otherwise, I guess they're on notice now on what they've got to prove. But okay, so why don't you and Mr. Harris work together and see if there's possibly a weekend that Dad can have? But what I can order is once the child is out of school, if Grandma is not working and Mom is not working, then I would like for Dad to have a weekend. At least
I work
one
weekends.
weekend before we go to trial.
I get you. Sure, I get you,
work-
Judge.
And also-
Different time.
Mom, you're breaking up so bad right now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I work all different times, all
Okay.
days of the week.
All right. Well, I don't want to cut your time short right now. I do not want to do that. So I want to make sure that we maximize the time that you can have. Okay?
I work weekends is the hard, and that's
You
where
work
I make the
weekends?
most money. Some days,
She is
some
like-
weekends, not every weekend.
Guys, she's a teamster,
Okay.
works at the convention center, so her hours and days are subject to change without notice.
yeah.
Well, then why isn't Mom and okay? Mom needs to have her hours maximized. Dad, you want weekends, so why don't y'all discuss over the during the week? What days is best for Mom? As long as Grandma is off, you can change these days. We can benefit the child in every direction. I would love for Mom to be available at all times, or the child to be available at all times. But she needs quality visitation with the child, Dad. So are you using Talking Parents right now?
He refuses. He refuses.
No, you don't get to refuse. It's an order. At this point, it is
Okay.
an order to use Talking Parents. If you don't use Talking Parents, it can be used against you when it comes to custody. You will start
Okay.
communicating with the mother of your child.
Will do.
Okay, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Harris, I'll try to prepare the order, and I'll send it to you for review. Kurt?
Thank you.
All right. Huh?
And I'll be.
So the current
Yeah, we're going to do
order
a
for
status
the
check in
trial,
about 6 weeks.
May 12th at 9 a.m.
We're going to come back May 12th at 9 a.m.
I have one question.
What's that, ma'am?
Okay. At options, I'm doing 2 randoms a week, and the
you don't
pass.
have to do it. Brianna, Brianna, be quiet for a minute. That order is that you are going to be tested with random tests through ATI, not options, Brianna.
Yeah,
From this
yeah.
point on,
Let's
you'll be
change that.
tested-
We're gonna let ATI do the random test now.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify that.
All right, so we're gonna have to redo the order through options to take out the random drug tests
Thank you.
because I don't want Mom to have to pay quadruple.
Thank you.
All right,
That's great, Joe.
all right. Thank you, and I've got
Thank
my
you.
fingers
I'll prepare
crossed.
the order.
Thank you.
All
Y'all
right,
have a good
so do
day.
I.
We'll see you May 12th,
Thank you.
9 a.m.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're on.
All right, good morning. We're on the record in case number D20617-313C, Simpson versus Maxwell. Mr. Harris, may I please have your appearance?
Morning, Your Honor. Kurt Harris, murder 5354 on behalf of Gregory Simpson.
All right, welcome. Mr. Howard, good morning. Mr. Howard, can you hear us? We're not having good luck with Mr. Howard.
I have seen him on previously while we waited, so I know he was there.
I know. First we were having problems with Ms. Maxwell. Now we're having problems with him.
Do we have a phone number for him?
Ms. Maxwell, can you still hear us?
I can hear you and I can see you, but I don't think you could see me.
I cannot see you. You have no camera available.
Do we have a phone number for this?
Okay, we're going to try and give Mr. Howard a phone call real quick. I hope he's at the office, considering he signed in at the office.
He was
I
in his
just
office.
keep saying it's re-
Okay, all right. All right, we're going to go back on the record.
We're on.
All right, Mr. Howard, we've got you on telephone. Can I please get your appearance?
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. Attorney Jack Howard, bar number 1885.
All right, welcome. Let's go ahead and get first things first. We've got a motion to withdraw by Mr. Howard. Ms. Maxwell, do you have any objections to allowing him to withdraw? Ms. Maxwell?
She muted herself.
Now she's muted.
She says she has a bad connection and she can't hear anything.
Ask her if she has any...
She's plugging her headphones directly in the modem.
Okay, let's see if that will work. This is a fun day on Blue Jeans.
She can't hear us.
Okay, ask her if she has any objections to us allowing Mr. Howard out of the case. If she does not, then we can call her. There's more than one way to skin a cat, isn't there, Mr. Harris?
Oh, she left.
She said she was going to call him through her phone.
What was that, Your Honor?
There's more than one way to skin a cat, isn't there?
Absolutely, and I know that you'll know how to get it done, Judge.
I'm trying.
She's just going to call him from her phone.
Okay. Okay, she did sign off on the substitution letting him go. They both signed it and e-filed it. So, Mr. Howard, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to withdraw from the case.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have a wonderful day, and it was great seeing you again.
Same to you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, we're going to get Miss Maxwell on the phone now so that we can continue with the rest of it. And by the way, my JEA just got mad at me because I was talking about skinning cats. She goes, "We don't skin cats, we skin snakes." She's got a great sense of humor.
Your call
forwarded to an automatic.
Okay, this is not going good.
Should we go off the record?
Let's go off the record while we try to figure out how.
We're back.
Okay, we are back on the record. We are having some technical difficulties on multiple computers today, which that is okay. We'll get around it one way or another. All right. We are here to find out about ATI and the options. We've given Mom, I think 4 opportunities. I have a good briefing on all of this, laying under this mess somewhere. I had it just the other day. And I'm only going to do it since the last hearing because that's when we did random drug testings at ATI. There was a couple of no-shows where she didn't show up or she showed up late, so she was deemed to have not done it. On 4/19, she took a drug test. She was late, but she still tested positive in the hair for meth. On 5/4, we sent her back again. She showed up. She was negative for both hair and urine. But she was also ordered to continue with the patch program. During this period of time, she did not go down for 30 days. And then once she went down, she got the patch and never bothered to return to have it read. So that's deemed dirty. Miss Maxwell, I realize you filed a bunch of test results that were not ordered by this court. This court will not recognize it because I have no idea if they're, what the efficiency of it is. I did not get results directly, and there's a lot of possibilities of different frauds going on. So if it's not controlled by the court, it is not recognized. That's why you are ordered to do the ATIs or options.
Okay, I have been at options.
The report we've got from options states that you did not return after getting that first patch on that restart.
I have a lot of issues with options.
Well, you have a lot of issues with options, but it is a federally recognized deal. They go through strict testings. And we've got a huge report from them where they've objected and explained a lot of different things. Have you received that report from Mr. Howard?
No.
Then we're going to make sure that we get that to you because we are quickly approaching the trial. I did order that you were to do options. I'd say it was strictly ordered. We made sure it went into the minute order and we resent that back out and you still failed to go. The only thing we lifted was the urine portion of that options test. This is not a game. You do not get to make the rules. I make the rules. As I mentioned in one case before, this is not Burger King. You do not get to have it your way. It is my way. Is that understood, ma'am?
Yeah. Can I please?
Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you. When we finished the last court date, Doc Howard told me to hold off because we weren't clear on if I was supposed to stop just the urine there or stop the patch in the urine there. So I waited for him to get the minutes or get the audio. He told me to wait to get the audio so he could go over it and clarify it. And as soon as he did, I went down and got the patch, and I've had one patch, and then I just got the other one yesterday. Or no, I'm on my third since our last court date. I'm on my third patch. I've been having, most of those tests I sent you on the file are, they were attorney tests that were sent directly from ATI to my attorney's office.
That was not ATI that did those tests. I looked at the top. It's a totally different testing area.
That's just the first one. That's it. Those are all my tests from the very beginning that I've taken between ATI and all the labs I've gone to.
Yeah. Miss Maxwell, the problem you have is my staff has stayed in close contact with options on this because we have given you a lot of opportunity on this and they know I want to see you succeed. So they've stayed on top of this. Options told us that you called them on March 30th to ask them if she still needed to go, and they told you you did.
No, they did not.
Further, when we redid the minute order, we made sure we emailed that directly to you as well. So there is no excuse for you having not gone back the way that you were supposed to go back. I want to see you succeed. I really do.
Your Honor, I'm not on drugs.
Ma'am, I'm having severe doubts about you not being on drugs, and unfortunately, with the history of not just your drug use, but everybody's drug use out there, that until the user finally admits they do have a problem, they're never going to get clean. So right now at this point, I'm still deeming you dirty. You're staying on supervised visits, and if you do not follow this court's orders and start getting your drug tests and your options and your patches and everything the way that you're supposed to be doing, I am going to be dropping you down to just two hours a week on visitation, because I am not going to have this child subjected to somebody who may be high on meth. I'm not withdrawing that right now. You're still on supervised visits, but I've given you a pretty decent chunk of time with your child. I don't normally do that. So please work with me. That's all I'm asking you to do.
I understand, Your Honor. I'm not on drugs. I understand where you're coming from. And I'm working with my expert witness. We're working to get to the bottom of it. But options is, I'm having serious issues with them.
Ma'am, don't say they're falsifying anything. Okay, they are being closely watched by the feds to make sure that what they're doing is correct, because they're running a drug court, and that is where everybody sends drug users, okay? Even the federal courts use them, so they're under very strict guidelines. So please don't try to pull that. Don't try to do that. Because the harder you try to fight the inevitable, the worse that it's going to get on you. We have a trial coming up on August the 15th. Your report, which has already been done, I mean, you say you're working with your expert to try to find options. Well, the report's was already due. There is not another report that gets to get done. The next step is your expert has to testify at trial.
I understand.
Okay, I'm just wanting to make sure. So, and thank you for your financial disclosure form. I really appreciate that.
I had not been told I needed to do it yet.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Now, I know Dad does have a right to receive child support. We're going to get Dad involved in this conversation now. Dad, are you willing to waive child support so she can continue on this program and be able to afford to test? He's thinking about it.
It's been going on.
Well, we got a bad echo here.
I don't know how to.
You're fine, Mom. It's not you. Will you try? You want to try talking again, sir?
Yeah, she's not financially stable to be able to help out right now. That's fine. I just want her to get clean as well. I mean, I'm not going to waive it indefinitely.
I realize that. All right. So right now at this point, Mom's child support obligation should be $586.72, and we usually round it up to $587. Right now, since Mom is having to incur such an expense when it comes to the patch program, we're going to suspend the child support so long as Mom is properly going down and putting the patch on her arm. That means every week, same time, she goes and gets it tested. Mom, are you still taking that blood pressure medication that possibly causes a false positive?
I take several medications, not the labetalol anymore, but the
Okay.
Max one.
All right, well, that was the main one. How much is your weekly options? How much does it cost? I know what it was 10 years ago, but I don't remember what it is now.
With the random, which I'm not taking anymore, I know it was like $1,200 a month. Right now, let's see, it's 90, it's like 100, 105 a week, 110.
Okay, all right. All right, so that would pretty much eat up all of what child support is. If you do not test, you skip patches or anything like that, then that month's child, if you skip 1 week, the entire month's child support will be added, and that you would have to pay it. All right, so I'm going to give you incentive to make sure that you do this. I mean, you've done great, and I know it's really cost a lot for you to do it. You've really done great. We want you clean. We want to have that proof that you're clean. That's all we want, because that's when you're the best mother out there, is when you're clean.
I understand. I'm such a great mom.
You are a great mom, but you can maximize the greatness by even being the best example. Okay, and this is even for that little baby you've got at home. I know at one point in something in there, you had talked to options about the reason why you had low level meth was because people in your house was smoking meth and it was getting in your system that way.
I never told her. Never.
Then that may have been another case. But if that's the case, and there's enough meth being smoked in your house where it caused you to have a false positive, then imagine what it's doing to your baby. So I'm just pointing that out. All right, then it could have been another case where that's from. I can't find that in my notes around here, so it must be another case. All right?
Your Honor, can I ask one?
Yes, ma'am.
One thing. Okay. Is there any way I can get a court order to release my actual lab results from PharmChem or from BRL Lab, who does the patch, and from Cornet, who does their urine? For my expert for the trial. They won't.
I can try, but you know what? We can put that in an order, but I don't know if it's something that they can release, okay? So we will put in, Mr. Harris, make note that if the actual lab results themselves can be released, besides it just says negative, positive, and the numbers, that all of it should be released so that Mom's expert has an opportunity to look at it. Can you do that, Mr. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Anything else, Miss Maxwell?
No, that's all.
Okay. All right. We're going to do everything we can, and I'm hoping and praying that maybe we can even get options to come in, sit in. What I think would work for this trial is not only for your expert to be here but I want options expert to be here at the same time.
Okay.
So I want them to have a discussion on who's right and who's wrong. Does that sound fair, Mr. Harris?
Yeah, Your Honor. I had a couple of items to address, and I didn't know if I would have a moment to do that now.
Yeah,
but
you have a moment now.
Oh, thank you so much, Judge. I wasn't sure, and I think I've got Your Honor's idea about things for moving forward. I'm looking at the report here. It looks like she restarted the program on May 4th, according to the options report. I know that the 12 weeks, I guess that'd be close to being terminated by the time that the trial occurred.
Correct.
I didn't know about putting the trial off until she could finalize the options program, given the fact that, I don't know, she seems to have problems with it, though. But if Your Honor is more inclined to find out who thinks what, that would be fine with me as well. I think it'll get pretty scientific, but I believe in the options program.
You know what? I may have to bring my daughter in to listen because she's pretty scientific and I'm not. You know.
Okay.
Please
Hold on. What was that, ma'am?
Can we please not make the trial later, please?
Yeah, no, we're not going to do it later.
All right.
You do realize, Miss Maxwell, you do realize that if it goes against you, Dad will permanently have primary physical custody.
I understand. I'm confident.
Okay. All right. Then we're going to leave it where it is, and we'll just see whatever options, where they're at and what the two experts have to say. This is.
Is the trial just about the drug results, or is it about everything?
It's about everything. It's custody. Did this get started with the motion to change custody, or is this a complaint for custody?
I believe it was a motion for Your Honor, but I'd have to.
Yeah, I'll have to go
check.
back and look. This, Miss Maxwell, I've known you since almost the first day that I took the bench.
Yes, I know.
So I really want to see you succeed on this. I really do. Yeah, you can ask
Good.
Mr. Harris. I don't think I have fought so hard for somebody in your position as what I have been fighting for you. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know you can do it.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. The final item that my client had was he would love to have 2 weekends if he could a month, Judge. Currently, he's just working. She's in school. She's about to get out of school. All he wants to do is to shift mom's timeshare to, say, a Wednesday, Thursday, or a Thursday, Friday, so that would enable him to have 2 weekends a month. He's just currently has Nicole. He doesn't see her on the weekends when she's with her mom, and he works throughout the entire week, and he would just love to have a couple of weekends, Judge. So he wanted me to reiterate and ask that one more time.
Mom, is your mother available, let's say, on Mondays and Tuesdays?
She works during the day. I've offered him on Talking Parents several weekends when I was working for him to take her, and he refused every time.
Well, that's not going to look good on Dad if you've got the Talking Parents. So if you have that, be sure and get it over to Mr. Harris so that, so that the evidence is there.
Okay.
All right.
I don't picking this up, Judge. He
Oh,
really wants.
the key is I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay. The problem we have at giving Mom additional days is her mother is not able to be the supervisor. So, Mom, is there anybody else who could take over on Monday and Tuesday?
No, my dad just passed away. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I know how that feels. It's not even been 2 years since I lost my dad, so I understand 100%. And I didn't mean to make you cry.
It's okay.
All right. Man, now I'm going to cry.
Oh, okay.
I think you've got all of us wanting to cry now here. All right. We're going to do one weekend. We're going to reserve
Thanks,
one
Jordan.
weekend a month for Dad. Let's do the third weekend of the month because that's the weekend where Father's Day will fall on. So we're going to reserve the third weekend of the month to Dad. What time does your mom get off on Friday?
I don't know. She's different every day.
All right.
She can do it. She'll make it work.
She'll make it work. Okay. On the week before and the week after, Grandma can pick the child up from the time that she gets off work, so long it's before 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. And we'll keep the child until 8 p.m. Sunday for both the weekend before and the weekend after. So there's really 1 week in a month where Mom will have the noon to Sunday. And then Dad will have the third weekend of the month. So the second weekend and the fourth weekend of the month, Mom will have Friday, and I don't know what time it is, so Dad, you're going to have to work it out with Grandma, okay? When she'll be picking the child up.
Yeah.
That way she'll have that additional overnight, and that will help make up for the time that she's missing.
Okay.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Harris?
No, Your Honor. We'll prepare an order if you would like.
I would like, please. Miss Maxwell, anything else?
Yes. Just to clarify, because Mr. and I can check this whole time. What is the holiday schedule void right now?
Right now it is, yes.
Okay, that's what.
Although, well, on the second weekend she's going to have Mother's Day. So, well, Mother's Day's already passed.
Yes.
I forgot. I'm glad you had Mother's Day.
Yes.
All right, when's your birthday, Mom?
March 18th.
We've already passed your birthday and Nicole's. Okay. All right, hopefully we'll have this thing straightened up. Mama, hopefully we'll have you, we'll get to the bottom of everything and we can go back to being semi-normal.
Okay.
But this is on either the motion or the total complaint. Yeah, there was a default taken on the in December of 2020. It came to me. So yeah, this was pretty much done. on a complaint for custody. So this is still a preliminary custody case because we set aside the default decree. Okay?
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. I will see y'all a calendar call, which that date, I got to get back to that screen. That date's on July 20th. We will reach out to options and see if we can get a review on the patch program around June 20th. We'll see if we can get an update so that we at least have that a month prior to calendar call. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Maxwell. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Harris, Mr. Simpson, thank you. See y'all later. I'm going to go ahead and go in so we can get this done here. We're on the record in case number D20617-313C, Simpson versus Maxwell. Mr. Melgar, your appearance, please.
Good. Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Oliver Melgar, number 10146, appearing on behalf of Kurt Harris, bar number 5354, who's currently tied up in a civil trial.
All right, Mr. Grimes. Your appearance, please, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Melvin Grimes, bar number 12972 for Crystal Maxwell. She's present in my office.
All right, you know I must be in a good mood since I'm willing to go ahead and move you to our August calendar call for September trial date.
Okay.
I'm
Honor,
not
let me
going to
ex-
reopen
let me ex-
discovery, and I'm not going to take it out any further than that.
Okay, Your Honor, here's my issue. My client did her discoveries, but she didn't properly disclose it because she was acting pro se. She won't be able to get her experts in. She won't be able to get any of that if she don't get discovery reopened.
I could have sworn they already disclosed their expert.
She did not do it.
Yes.
The other side did. My client did not disclose an expert. She didn't disclose the expert report.
They did that a long time ago with Jack Howard. Jack Howard disclosed it.
I didn't see it. That's why I asked for the continuance.
Yeah,
And
I mean, Jack Howard disclosed her expert. I believe he even turned in a report. Although I didn't really look at it, but I believe he turned it over. I believe he did. But I will reopen discovery for that limited purpose to go ahead and to get it over so that they know what it is. You know, I'm not going to mess with anybody on that. What is it?
We disagree with the reopening of discovery, Your Honor.
That's just
No.
Hang on. This is for the limited purpose to make sure that the report is turned over right. We all assume that it was done because I remember the discussion on the reports. Okay, and that was months ago.
Yes, but if it's a new report
it should be the same report. It should be the same report.
She can't go and hire any new experts or no new reports.
Nope. This is the gentleman that Jack Howard had.
Yeah, to be clear, we're not hiring a new expert. This is stuff that when I was hired and reviewed, I went, this hasn't been disclosed. I have no record of it being disclosed. If it was, then
let's go ahead. There'll be no harm, no foul. You going ahead because I do know it's been discussed. Okay, so I will let you do that. But no other discovery, no more going out trying to find other experts and stuff like that. So do we want to keep that date then, or do we want to go ahead and continue it out, Mr. Grimes?
We want to keep the date, Your Honor. And
I know you do.
If we grant the continuance, we want her to pay for the expert that was paid. And then we want her to still be compelled to drug test.
We are still well out before that date because it wasn't even until August the 15th. So there's no need to be paying for an expert because the expert ain't been sitting here yet.
Well, the expert has to block his time.
And I'm pretty sure he can get that time covered right now. Someone would probably love to have him. Mr. Grimes, do you need it continued or are we good to go for the 15th?
No, Your Honor, there's still a lot to go over, and I've only been on the case a short time.
Okay.
I would like the new date that the court was...
Then we're going to move this. I do need to give you a date certain, though, because of the experts. So let me get out of this. No. We're going to do a calendar call on August the 17th, but let me give you a date in September. That way everybody can say, and all experts are used to this stuff here. This was a 2-day trial? No, 1-day trial. September 20th. How does that sound?
No, I would need to check with Kurt because he is the one trying this case.
All right. I've got a feeling my September people are going to be really, really, really totally upset.
Okay, September
Okay, I've got
20th,
right
I am
now.
available.
Right now, I have September 6th. That is open, and then September. Yeah, what was that date that I just gave? Yeah, September 20th.
20th?
Yeah, September. Did you put that in?
September 6th and 20th.
Okay.
Well, we can change it if they need us to change it.
All right. I was kind of hoping that Mr. Harris's assistant would be on here also so that he could let us know. So we're going to
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, we're going to tentatively set this for the 20th. Mr. Melgar, I've probably got at least 45 minutes. So could you get a hold of Mr. Harris's office and see if that's a good date? And if not, just sign back in, and if we see you, we'll bring you in immediately. Well, as soon as we finish with that hearing.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Grimes, is that a good date for y'all?
That day is open.
Okay, fantastic. It's not open now. It's mine. In person.
Your Honor, based on what you just said, do you want me to stay in the waiting room?
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't
Okay.
have to pay any attention because we may have to go
Yeah,
into October if that's not good.
I'll let Melvin know if that date works.
Okay. All right.
If it doesn't work, we'll stay on and wait.
Okay. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Oliver, if you'll call me, if it doesn't work, I'll sign back in. That way I can just sign out.
All right, give me your number. What's your cell?
Not my cell.
The office.
You have my cell.
I don't have your cell, so what is it?
Yeah.
I'm not putting my cell out there on the record.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do that. Call his office. Or call Mr. Hughes. I mean, he...
I can log
All right,
back in
sounds
very
good.
quickly if I'm needed.
All right.
Okay. All right, I'll let you know.
We don't need to.
Thanks, Oliver.
Thanks, Your
All
Honor.
right. We don't
Thank
need an
you,
order
Honor.
from today. Thank you.
Honor,
Bye.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
is there an update on the ATI orders?
ATI, Mom has not been going back, so Mr. Grimes, you have an uphill battle. I have sent her for multiple drug tests. She has refused to go to any of the drug tests I have sent her, and she's not doing the patch program. So you do have an uphill battle.
Okay.
All right, she
And those orders-
agreed. She agreed to these drug tests that I was sending her on extra. Okay?
And those
And
orders
she
still are in
was-
place.
And she was personally served because that was the agreement that was placed on the record that we would email her and her attorney so that she wouldn't have to wait for the attorney to give it to her. So she knows it's there.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right.
Thank you.
We're on.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Melvin Grimes,
Hold
bar
on.
number
Let me- I got
1272.
it.
Oh, sorry.
I got to announce the case first. We're on the record in case number D20617-313C, Simpson versus Maxwell. Mr. Harris, your appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kurt Harris, bar number 5354, on behalf of Gregory Simpson Jr.
All right, now Mr. Grimes.
Melvin Grimes, bar number 12972 for Kristen Maxwell. She is present by Blue Jeans.
All right, welcome. All right, this is the time set for calendar call. And it just dawned on me that I have got Mr. Grimes not only back-to-back today, but I also have him back-to-back for trials. He is stuck with me on the 19th as well as the 20th.
That is correct.
Are we prepared to go to trial?
We are, Your Honor.
I'm as prepared as I'm going to be under the rules you put at the last hearing, Your Honor.
Okay. Mom, are you ready?
Ready?
Dad, you
Yeah.
ready? You know I'm mean when it comes to trials. You're making me go through this. And look at that pretty baby girl. Oh, man, you better bring me some good pictures.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everybody. I will see y'all in a month and a couple of days.
Thank you very much.
Is there any housekeeping items?
I know that I filed an objection, and I guess that can be heard at the time of trial, but just with regard to some what I perceive to be late disclosed evidence and information. My understanding from the last hearing was that Your Honor allowed an opening of discovery solely for the disclosure of the expert report and nothing else. But I did get a disclosure thereafter with a load of witnesses and a load of exhibits, which I intend to object to at time of trial.
Okay. It was solely for that expert witness report.
I am aware, Your Honor, and procedurally I got to do, as I said, under the rules you gave me, I'm stuck with what I got.
Okay.
I do still have to submit it. You can exclude it. You can do what you're going to do,
All
but I
right.
still have to make a record. And Kurt has to do his job as well, and I
Correct.
appreciate that.
And I appreciate Mr. Grimes doing his job.
Y'all are both doing your job, and you're both doing a wonderful job. Both of you two have wonderful, competent attorneys. This is going to be fun for me to sit back and watch. Oh, I have to pay attention too. Never mind. It may not be fun. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks so much, Judge.
Thank you,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
Minutes will